this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Today I've got a little treat project for you. These are my treats that I sent to my customers for their March orders. March was a bit of a slow month for orders, I have to admit. I think everybody was getting a bit panicky about their fuel bills and whatever, and not spending. And of course we didn't have a new catalogue or any offers on during March, so yeah, it was a bit slow, but I still had quite a few customers. This is about half the ones I made. And they're just little tea bag treat packages. So it's just got that flicks up, and inside it's got a twining sleep, which actually I love. I'm not a great lover of herbal tea, but I do like before I go to bed, if I fancy a hot drink, this is what I'll go for. Just feel it helps me sleep a little bit easier. So I hope they like them. I've used Blackberry Bliss cardstock for these, which is not one of the colours that I use a lot, but I thought it went quite well with the packaging. It's purple, it's dark purple, so I thought that matched quite well. And I've done half of them in Pansy Petals, but I ran out of that paper, and then I've done half of them in the family stack, the Regals, because I've hardly used any of that paper. So I've done that, and I'm going to use different paper today. I'm going to change it up. I've made all the ones I needed for my customers, so what I'm actually going to do today is make a spare one, so that when I need to send a little something out to anyone, which I often do, I've got a little spare gift to send them. So let's get started. So I'm going to use a gorgeous grape, which coordinates even better with these. You can see that's a really good match. And so what I'm going to do is grab my trimmer, and we're going to cut it down at 4 inches this way. I was inspired to make these by my friend Jez, who'd made something very similar, but when I looked at hers and tried it with my tea bags didn't fit in hers, so I've had to change the dimensions up a little bit and change what I've done. So they are slightly different, so they look very similar to Jez's, but they're a little bit different in the measurements. So if you're buying Twinings tea bags, you might find that this is mine is the measurements you need. If you're buying, I think hers were pucker, so hers might be better if you're buying pucker. Okay, so you need to cut this down to 7 inches, like so. And then we're just going to score, and I'm going to bring in my scoring board to do this, which I don't always use, but I'm just having a little phase of using my scoring board. And we are going to score at, if I can find out, there's my scoring tool, half an inch. Oh, went off a bit there. And 3.5 inches. And then we're going to turn it round, and we're going to score at 2 3/4. Is that right? Yeah, and 6. And that's all I need my scoring board for. Jess did do some little extra scores on hers, if you watch hers, but I found I didn't need them on for mine, so I've left them out. I do like to keep my projects as simple as possible, because I'm a very simple girl and I don't really do complicated, and I do as much as I can to keep things as simple as I can. Right, so I've just burnished all those score lines, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it so that I've got the smallest section at the bottom here. I'm going to take my big scissors and I'm going to snip away this section, leaving this flap here, but this section. So I'm just going to cut straight up the score line, and then I'm going to wedge this flap here. So a wedge there and a wedge there. And then the same on the other side. It's quite fortuitous, because that's a bit where I went a bit skew-whiff with my scoring. So we're cutting that off anyway, so that's fine. There we go. There. And trying to get a few videos done, because I'm off on holiday next week. That's the Easter week. I'm away on holiday. We're going in a camp, in a motorhome, which much to my don't know, it's not my choice, it's my husband wants to go. So we're going to be in a motorhome for a week in the Brecon Beacons. So if anyone lives anywhere near the Brecon Beacons and has got recommendations of where we can go, places to see, that would be great. I'm hoping it's not just going to rain. I think it's, you know, sort of, it's that sort of holiday, whereas if it rains, it's just going to be really miserable. Right, so I've just glued those flaps, and I'm just using a couple of clips to hold those together to glue. Now, if you wanted to use Seal or Seal Plus or any other tape runners or whatever, of course, this would glue, this would stick immediately, but because I'm using wet glue, I'm just going to put a bit of pressure on to keep them in place while I cut my DSP. So I'm going to use this DSP today, which has got a bit of purple in it, but it matches quite nicely with that. So I'm going to take my trimmer again, and I'm going to cut one piece 2 3/4. So, and then the other way, I need one piece that is 3 inches, one piece that is 2.5 inches, and one piece that is 1 inch. Like so. They're my 3 panels of DSP. And then I'm going to bring my trio punch in with the corner rounder. I'm going to take the inch piece, and I'm just going to round the corners on 2 of the corners on that. This is retiring soon, this punch, and then I'll be really sad because I quite like being able to do I haven't used these other 2 very much, but having a corner rounder is really nice, and I don't think there's anything equivalent in the new catalogue there. So we've rounded those corners. Excellent. Right, and now we can start gluing. So I can glue this piece on here. Oh, that's too long. How's that happened? What did I do? Oh, I've done it an inch. I've done it too wide. Let's cut that down a little bit. So it shouldn't be an inch. It should be 3/4 of an inch, of course. So just cut that down. I'd written it down, had written all my measurements down, and I'd written that one down wrong. So 3/4 of an inch by 2 3/4 inches, that little flap, and that should be better. Yeah, that's better. Like so. So another little bit of Tombow on there. Just smooth it out a bit. There we go. I'm not sure when this video is going out. I don't think I've planned that yet, but I am going to try and keep some videos going out while I'm away. Won't be every day, obviously, but try and keep you amused while I'm away on holiday. Right, there we go. So that's stuck quite well. So now the back piece goes on there. You do it the same way up, it will flow through. So like that. So of course this was from a sort of a Valentine's pack, this DSP. I didn't tell you what it was. It's called Sweet Talk, this DSP. It's from the spring and summer mini catalogue, which is still going until the end of June. I think the end of June this goes through till. So it'll be around for a while longer yet. So if you wanted to get this paper, although it's a Valentine's pack, there's lots of patterns that don't necessarily have to be Valentine's. And then this piece glues on the front here. So yeah, like that. So just get it so all the stripes line up in the right place. There we go. There we are. And like so. There we go. And then our tea bag should just pop into there quite nicely. There we go. And Jez did a thumb hole there with a circle punch, but actually this, you can lift this out quite easily without a thumb hole. I've left a little gap there, so that's fine. And then all we do need to do is the label, which is just going to hold this flap in place. So we're using the double oval punch and a little bit of white, Whisper White cardstock, which I've forgotten to get out. So let's just find a little bit of Whisper White. And I've used, just seeing, I've used my, oh actually I'm not sure, yes, should I do thank you? Might want something a bit less, bit bit more general than that. Let's have a look at my list of greetings. So I just stamp all my greetings so that I can have a quick look and see. So I've got lots of hellos. I've got just because, actually. I wonder, I'm just going to punch out on a piece of paper, just because what I can do is just, and then I've got that hole and I can put it over here to see if it fits. Just because, there we go, I'm going to use that. It's from Lovely You. Just because, won't we find Lovely You. This one is staying in the catalogue, I'm really glad to say. This stamp set. And just because is one of the greetings that I've used an awful lot from this set. It's quite a nice generic greeting. Let's see. There we go. And we'll do it in Gorgeous Grape, I think, just so that it links in. So just do that down here. There we go. I'm gonna, oops, smudge with my finger. Just going to take that off there, and then I'm just going to use a post-it note to hold that, to position it in the punch properly. So there we go. Is that looking okay? There we go. And then while I've got the punch out, I just need to punch the other piece, and that's just, this is the piece of card that I cut off the end, so that's just big enough. And then that is just going to layer on there. So this will be great to have in my stash, so that, like I say, quite often I send these little gifts out when somebody joins my team, or when somebody buys something from my buy one get one free sale. I just like having a few little gifts to send out as well as a little surprise. So that's going there. Oh, that's quite sweet, isn't it? And then I'm just going to grab some dimensionals. And I'm only going to put dimensionals along this bottom edge, because the top edge needs to be free for that to slip onto. So I want some half ones here, like so. So one down there. Oop. One down there. Oh, doesn't want to come off. There we go. And one down there. Take off the backing. Position this down. Don't put it too far up, because otherwise it makes it quite difficult to open. So it means be less than half covering your flap, like so. And then it will just lift up, and you can just lift it up and fit it back on, like so. So there we are. That is it. Very, very simple to make. Like I said, I've made a load of these for my customer thank yous for last month. Hope they like them. I hope they like a nice tea bag. And they might be able to recycle the packaging to give a gift to someone else as well, which is always nice. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Everything that I've used will be listed below. So just go down there and click on any of the links or through to my shop. And I'll be back really soon with another video tutorial for you. So I hope you'll join me for that. Thanks very much. Bye.